book. It was challenging, the first one.
Because he wanted to be in the place of love.
Somebody came up with the idea.
And he was 100% accurate in his prediction.
Selenium, iodine, or calcium, you don't have to know any of that stuff. All you have to be able to do is chew.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to this time of togetherness. And what we are told, I'm told, is to be brought through to you all is an illumination, so an activation for you all. We call upon the spiritual hierarchy aligned with God's perfect plan, and we give thanks for this time of togetherness. Be at peace, beloved ones. Be at peace. Kirisha. And a blessing to be brought through and a welcome message to you all, Akabim. Gracia, Bracaresadin, Chichimbra. Blessings and love to you all. Yes, yeah, I'm told you all had an invitation, and thank you for all arriving at this place at this time, because you have all been invited for the activations and the reformulations of your being that is about to take place. Yes, yeah, you will all be elevated to the light. Higher frequencies of light will be coded into your beings. Your beings are awaiting, have awaited for this. I am told to say and speak to you all that you have been chosen, that you are chosen ones to be here on the earth at this time. From the beginning moment of time, it has been known that you would carry these God codes within your being, the sequences of the divine energy. And through all your many incarnations that you have travelled upon the earth plane, you've reached this point and are being reawakened again. And in the reawakening, you will carry more light. And where there is more light, there is more love. And you, each and every one of you, are messengers. Are messengers of the God code, of the Word of God, of the light, of the love. This you will carry forth to the people. Now it is said with great thanks and gratitude of you all for being open to the energy, to have come on this day and to be available for the work, and to be opened up to that, and to carry the love and the light encoded in your beings. For each and every one of you has chosen this way and has been chosen. And you are all being blessed on this day. We are all on a journey. In this incarnation, for each and every one of you, it is a sacred journey. For you are all divine beings. And at this time in this incarnation, we are moving from the physical to the divine. So you're becoming less and less of the physical and more of your soul, the divineness. You're moving further and further away from the humanness, from the thoughts, from the patternings of the past, to the purity of your hearts and your souls. And in that is the love and in the light. And through this transition, you may all feel uncomfortable. You've all felt the discomfort of leaving things behind, of things being supposedly seen as being taken from you. In actuality, it is all perfect. It is all part of this great and perfect plan of God that you're all held in and all part of. And in surrender to that plan and to the knowingness that you are being looked after on all levels. It is the recreation of you at this time. And on this day you're going to be reformulated, recalibrated even further into your light bodies. And this is where we're travelling from the physical into the divine state of beingness, from the density of the humanness into the light of your God selves. And this is the work that I'm to do here. My little boy is a channel. He's 9 years of age, and he has said, Mummy, above you is God and his Son Jesus Christ. You do the work of God and continue the work that Jesus began here. But this message was not just for me. This message is also for all of you, for each and every one of you here. So in this day and age, we continue the work that Jesus came and was here for each and every one of you and humanity, mankind, to bring the love, to bring the light, to bring the miracles, to show that nothing is impossible, everything is possible. And in the knowingness of that, it comes to be. So it is the time of the Christ consciousness. The light. You are all light workers. You would not be here if you were not light workers. You are all of the light. The light frequency that I've been given, it goes from 1 and it travels up beyond 1,000. When Jesus walked up on the earth, he was at 1,000 in the light. On this day, I'm told, at this moment in this room, there's an average of 600. And the light of the light frequency that you all carry in your beings as light workers. As we work together, as you're being reformulated, recalibrated, recreated, on this day, you're going to be raised in the light to So I am told that you will carry a light within your being of 2,000 in the light on average in this room. And how could this be? Jesus came to me and I said, how is it that some carry more than 1,000 in the light? And I've heard and read that you carried 1,000 when you were on the earth. And he said, this is so. When I was up on the earth, I was 1,000 in the light. But, he said, for me, and others here, that you carry more light than what I did because your work is greater than what mine was. When I spoke to Reverend Nirvana in California, who I was taken to a restaurant, I was told I needed to go to a restaurant to meet somebody. And my business partner said, we have to go to Venice Beach. She went, really? I went, yes, there's somebody I have to meet. And so we were taken there, and we walked along, and I went, this is where we have to meet the person that I'm being led to. She said, right, anything you say. So I went into this restaurant, and I looked around. I couldn't see anybody that I felt was the one that I was to meet. And a woman came up to talk to my business partner, and I looked up, and she said, I want you to meet. She said, Reverend Nirvana. And I looked up, and he wept, and I wept, and we held each other. We were in prayer position, and it was like I found my brother. And it was like I knew that we were of the same and the same energy. And this is all what is happening at this time. We're being reconnected, relinked with the same energy. But when I said to him the story of speaking to Jesus, and that our work is said to be much greater than what his was, he said, yes, in Revelations, these words are spoken, that Jesus said these exact words is what was spoken through me, that the work would come for many, would be much greater than what his was. So we're here to bring the love and the light and the miracles to the people. And each and every one of you is a messenger of this. And each and every one of you, and I need to ask, that I would say that virtually every one of you sitting here on this day was a witness to the work of what Jesus did. So that was one of your incarnations. Because we've all travelled these paths and we've had these lessons and these teachings. And then we've come again at this time, the sacred time upon the earth, to be of that. So we know it, it's in our beings, to have felt that, to see that, to know that, to understand it, to feel it. The love, the light, and the miracles. So each and every one of you is on a sacred path. And on this sacred path, it is like there have been tests and many tests. Each and every one of you have probably felt lonely, because you are very evolved beings upon the earth. I've been given a scale of 1 to 33 lifetimes, and each and every one upon Mother Earth at this time fits into this scale of 1 to 33 lifetimes. And depending on where you are on the scale, it's a completely different experience. 92% of the people, I'm told, are 1, 2, 3, 4 lifetimes. 92%. At this time is this polarity. Many people are running to in the fear and in the humanness. They can't see anything further. There's a density and there's like a framework around them. Technology. So there's a framework around them. But for you in this room, there is no framework. So your energies go everywhere. You can be anywhere and everywhere at one time. So know that there is no framework for you. The average past life of the beings in this room, and you are beings, you're light beings. You're here having an earthly experience in this physical temple, but you're here to do the great work. And each and every one of you, I know, has a sense of a mission. What is it I have to do here? I have a purpose. And indeed you do. And it's to carry this love and this light out to the people and touch the people with that and with your wisdom. So in this room at this time, the average past life of you all is speaking. Well, I'm given 26, which is like one of the most elevated, most evolved groups that I've stood before. So you are very evolved. You are indeed, as was said in the beginning, the message that you are chosen, that you've been chosen to do the work. And it's like there is no choice. We want to do the work. It's in our heart and souls. It's in your divine blueprint that at this time you open up to this and you be of it. And you surrender and you go with this flow. And in that it's with grace and ease. And it's so beautiful. And as you embrace this light and be of this light, you will see people looking at you, wanting to be in your presence. You don't even have to speak, just to be. And then this ripple effect will touch others and touch more as they're awakened in your light and in your love. For some of you who may have never heard or know any history in this incarnation of who and what I've done, I was called to study natural medicine. I was in the fashion industry and studied and worked here in New York. And then I felt that there was something more. It had a soullessness about it. At that time, I was still asleep and held in that place of relative humanness. And so then I was taken to study natural medicine in Australia and become a natural medicine consultant and a herbalist and did all those things, and the Reiki, many of what you probably do also. And then my work became more and more intuitive, and I was then able to know that I could become a medical intuitive, that I could see within what is happening. I could link into anyone, no matter where they were upon the earth. And now at this time, I do global consultations and speak to anyone and can link in and merge with them, can feel them, can see them. And this is what becomes possible when we become of that God energy, of that knowingness. It's like it is all possible. We are a oneness. We are the same. We are all of God. So in that knowingness, it's like everything becomes possible. And so in linking in with everybody and knowing of their ills, of their dis-ease patterns, of the causative of nature of that, then it was shown to me that these disease patterns could be healed. So one day I was given the message of a lady who just had a baby, that she was in pain and her lower back was it was misaligned. So I was given the message that it could be aligned. So over the telephone, I went, oh, I can heal your back. This was a number of years ago, and I could just feel it all going in and being put into perfect alignment. And this, she said, oh, the pain is all gone. And of course, on that day, God brought everyone in with sore backs and sore necks, and suddenly they were all relieved of that. And so it was shown that this was also possible. So from that day, then I could see healings happen wherever people are upon the earth. A friend of mine, her husband had a shoulder surgery and was in such pain, and she was ringing me. I was very busy that day. So near midnight I got her call, and she said that he was in such pain, this very strong man. I linked into him, I could just feel his utter agony. And I said, I'm going to make some very funny sounds, but I'm going to go to your husband and I'm going to heal him, or he's going to be healed through the energy. So I went to this man and brought this peace and this light and this sense of relief through his being. And then all of this energy was sent into his shoulder. My friend had never heard this before. She went with it. And then I said, now he's in peace and he is calm. When she called him, or called the hospital, he'd suddenly gone to sleep and they're going, this is amazing. He called her at 5 o'clock that morning and he said, oh, I cannot believe what happened. I was in such agony, I thought I could go on no longer. And then suddenly the most amazing calm and peace came over me and the pain all dissipated. And she said, yeah, well, this is what happened. And explained it to him, that I had worked on him, or had been worked on. This man, I know who he was at the time of Christ, and he's a very sacred man. It's part of his awakening to know that there's so much more. So we're all being awoken at this time in different ways. It may be that soulmates are coming in to be part of our energy. I was married, and then a man came into my energy, and it was like I was woken up so deeply. He could read my mind. He knew all the numbers of where his body was. He was going, this is what you're thinking of? I'm going, it's exactly. And we had become one in this consultation. It was like there was nothing separating us, that all the veils had dissolved. And then in this continuation of awakening, and I know all our past lives together. At that time I was married. It was like, this can't be, you know. And then I was taken on a walk one day around the coast of New Zealand, and a butterfly came to see me. This white butterfly touched me and flew away, and touched me and flew away, and I thought, this butterfly is trying to teach me, trying to tell me something. So I followed it around the windy coast of New Zealand for about 15-20 minutes, and then it flew down, and I looked down, and there was a white butterfly, another white butterfly held in this big web. On the other side of the web was a spider, a black and orange spider, about so big. So I got these sticks and I freed this white butterfly, and they came together, and they flew all around me and touched me and then flew off together. That was the message that I was given, that I was asking for, the sign. At this time we're all being given signs. So when I went back to the car, and there was my husband sitting there, my husband at the time, and I said to him, this most amazing thing happened, and he was kind of angry and of this different energy. I thought, I have to share this sacred moment. But when I did, he said, that poor spider. And I looked out over the ocean, and I went, how sad is that? And then later that day, my soulmate, my twin heart, called me, and he said, today at 1 o'clock, I could see all these white butterflies all around you. And there was my answer. And since I had to leave my husband and to be with my twin heart. So this is what's happening. And then when we're being separated, and to be with the one of the same, and this is what's happening with us all. To be with our reflections, with our friends, with other ones that we meet with, and they're of us. We have that wonderful connection. And it's the love, it's the sacred love. So these are the ones to be with, to rejoin. These are our family. And each and every one of us has undoubtedly walked lifetimes together, and we know each other. And with those open eyes, and your eyes are going to be open more on this day, just be in this and see each other, love each other. This is the soul family. This is in togetherness. We work together, and we open up to this energy, into this oneness, and to know that all is possible. Everything is possible. To be in your hearts, and to be in your souls, and to be in your faith. And that is the hope. You are the enlightened ones. So this is what you must be, in this enlightened state of being. And this is the time of this, the time of enlightenment. And so you are to be elevated. And so now, at this time, we will go through a recalibration of your being, a reformulation of your being. Bring more love, bring more light. Activate the love template within your being, the light template, the God template that is carried, that has been awaiting, and has been dormant in many incarnations from the beginning of time to get to this one. And this is the great return, I am told, the time of completion, the time to return to that God state, that divine state of what you carry, that you are all of that. So know that and be that. And now you're going to be taken into this light state. So I want you all to breathe, take a beautiful breath, and just let it go. And this is letting go that humanness, those questions, coming into the place of faith, the place of your hearts and the place of your soul. Takarishya. Greshishya. At this time, the light is upon you. So the light is being brought upon you. Just open up to the Sakarisha. Open your hearts and your souls to the love of Christ, the love of God, the divine love, the sacred love. This time you're being heightened in the light. Your spines are being opened up. Stretched up, opened up, elevated. It's a beautiful golden light. It's elevating you, putting you up in the light, reconnecting you with God, your God self. The light is all being brought through your whole being. It is time to go to your chakras, open the chakras. There are messages from other dimensions at this time. It's a beautiful color weaving its way through your being. And this color, and it is dispersing out, touching every particle of your being. And this elevation. Your physical bodies are being elevated in the light. Healings are taking place. Letting go, releasing. Just feel the light. Allow the light to flow through your whole beings. Give yourselves the permission at this time to be the love and the light and the sacredness. To step into this divine reality of being. The God signature is being re-encoded in your being and reopened. Physical bodies, all this beautiful light. It's like they do not exist. You are the light. And you are the love. The beautiful red of your base chakra. Will open up and activate it. The orange of the sacred navel, sacral chakra. Which is from Sirius of the sixth dimension of light. Will open and activate it. The beautiful orange, the yellow of your souls. Your solar plexus, the light. Which is from Akashira, sign. Ja, morgen zei ja, ze zie haar gesje, ze zie haar gezicht, dat getrast is aan. Ze zie mij gezet haar zo. Zet de sja, ze was aan. Ze zie haar sja, zien het zo. Ze sja, zie haar zo. The love of your heart chakras. Message from Orion, Agasiya, place of love of the 8th dimensional being, Agasarima. Yashimeha. Gahara Shini is Rishim Yoshima. The Rishira Shima is Rishim Yonshabahasea. Rishamaya. Yishishimaya. Nation the 9th. Into your throat chakras and your voice to speak out the great wisdoms of that of who you've been, that of what you carry. That's it out. The beautiful blue out of Shimaya. That's it out. A message from the Dromedary of the 9th dimension. Akaseyama. Yahyahu. Yahakara Yahu. Sakrek Yakana Hado Shialion. The Biakara Sakrashian Riya. The Rekla Brekla Sidi Chibri, and a Sakarish, Berkata, Shishian. Lady Yara Yara Sakrishian. The beautiful blue is rare, open and beautiful. And the purple of your third eye is seen, Kashira Abresa de Kishia, this beautiful geometry, sacred geometry placed in your third eyes to be open to that, to the visions, and also to the hearing. And a message from Abilon, Kasa. Your third eyes will open. This beautiful purple. And then this lilac, this beautiful lilac aura above you all, this circle of light will open and harmonized with the oneness with God. And a message from the 12th dimension. The 12th dimension of Elira. The highest dimension, the highest Christed dimension of that of what we carry within our beings. Dissolves, is being released. All of that no longer serves you is being freed from you, is drifting away into the cosmos, so you can be these beautiful, free messengers of the light, these open vessels, carrying this God code. It's all being activated and opened, recreated on this day, to carry forth the love and the light. Now the love is being poured into your hearts, taken into that place of sacred love. And a message to open your hearts to this, to carry this forth out to the people as illuminators, to bring the light and the love of the illumination to the others. And a message of love. Yakreprak namraka shimahalamai. Wal markara shimakalamahanno anna wala makahanno. Ya malakal malalala wala bishnara barakalamakal mashukara barakrishimakara. Ya makalala wala barakal basakrashimakamala galala wala marakashimrahan maramma. Rasha. Iraknisha. So loved are you all. You are the divine presence. You carry this divineness within your beings. You are the truth. You are the love. Unveiled. Divine. So beautiful. And the sound of love. To bathe you all in love. into your souls in the place of light. The foreverness, the oneness, the exquisiteness, the beingness, the expansiveness, the all and the everything, the I am, the God place, into your souls, into the light. Yeshua, a message of love, a message of light, and a sound of light to be given. Yeshua, in your souls, you are Kashbim. Yakarabrekrek and Mahanam, Larkash Brakaresikereshim, Krakerekaramakarishim, Krashabrakanishima, Karamana, Nokashima, Rahamana, Shimran, Krashmaka, and the Karabarakashmaka Sarin, Laramanakashmaka Sakasham, the light Kasaprea. The light of God is upon you. You are the truth, you are the way. You are the perfection. Truly blessed in the oneness, held in the hand of God. As you walk upon your sacred journeys, in the togetherness and the oneness. You are the light and you are the love. And a blessing to each and every one of you and the oneness of the collectiveness of you all. You are the light. You are of God. God bless. God bless you all. Indeed, the light within your beings, the light that you carry at this time, 2000, and the light Cassini, the average light frequency of you all as light workers, chosen ones upon the earth at this time. Go forth and do your work as one with God. God bless you all. God bless. Continuation of the work. CDs have been created through me, listening to the CDs It continues to keep you in the light, activating your DNA, the soul DNA code within your being, the light codes within your being, the exotonals being reconnected with God, cellular memories, past life memories, are all activated and awaken, and the messages and the sounds through the CDs, nothing's changed, nothing's altered. Each time taken to Peter Jackson's sound studios, the soundman was brought into me to work with him, and the work is just there and is brought through for you. There are 4 CDs that have been brought through. There is the Sacred Sounds, which is all of the sounds. There is the Sacred Sounds of the Stars, which is taking you through all of the dimensions. There is the Sacred Sounds of Worship, which is, this is miraculous. I've got a shiur here, miraculous. And the Sacred Sounds of Love. This was just recorded on Sunday, the Sacred Sounds of Love. There's also activations of your physical, your emotional, your soul, preparation for the light available, and chakra balancing and abundance CDs. All of these to help you are being brought through to keep you in the light and to continue the opening up of your beings to do the great work of God, is what you're here for and to do. I have a 2-hour workshop at 5 o'clock, and so it's just difficult for me to speak normally now. and tomorrow evening, a workshop at the One Spirit Centre, which we have information. And I'd love you all to sign, if you'd like to be on my email list, to get newsletters, and just to see, we need to stay together, we need to keep together. We've been linked in and we are all one. We are all as one. We've all known each other before as we know each other now. We must continue the work together and just gather more and more of us together to do the great work in the light and the love. God bless.